Hi, everybody. It's me, Paola, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I am interviewing everybody's favorite sugar skull, Aiden Thomas.
Hello.
How are you, Aiden?
Doing pretty good. It's a very cold and cozy day in Portland, so that's like the perfect day to be doing calaveras. I'm very excited.
Yes. So, yeah, we are doing calaveras. We're decorating them. I have a medium-sized one, and Aiden has little ones. So it should be
Little
fun.
guys.
Aiden, what was your favorite scene to write? By the way, people at home, I'm not asking Aiden what the book is about because everybody already knows. And yeah, so let's get into it.
So that's a tough question. I'm just cutting the tips off my little tiny piping bags I made. So my favorite scene was the opening scene of chapter 3, or maybe it's like the middle of chapter 3, where you first get to meet Julian in the abandoned church when he gets summoned. And I like it so much because you really get like a crash course in what not only Julian but Yads and Maritza, and just kind of like how their power dynamics are and how they are around each other.
Ooh.
And so being able to do the really fun banter was a blast. So I think that was definitely my favorite scene to write. And it was an easy scene to write, which is another reason why it's my favorite.
Oh, that's fun. I like that scene a lot too,
Yeah.
by the way. So what is the best thing that a reader has told you about your book or your characters?
Gosh, I have been so overwhelmed with all the love I've been getting. People messaging me or reaching out through my website. And it's been overwhelming and super beautiful. And I think, gosh, every message that I get from a reader is super important and special in its own way. But two really wonderful ones that I got from some trans younger readers were that one of them said that reading Cemetery Boys helped them decide that they wanted to start hormone replacement therapy, which was really beautiful and wonderful. And then another one of them decided to have their chosen name be Julian. So that was also really cool. I know. I was I get so emotional about it.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah, those were probably my two favorites. It's pretty wonderful. And it's also really intimidating because I don't know, it's how do you respond to that in kind, to have someone say something so wonderful to you, and then I'm just oh, thank you so much. But how do I feel like my response is never enough because I don't know how to formulate how much that means to me.
Wow, we should just stop the interview right there. That's single-handedly the highlight of the entire thing. Wow, that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So what's it like to be a New York Times bestselling and indie bestseller list author? And I also saw that you made it on the Publishers Weekly list. What?
Yeah. Best books of 2020. It's bananas. It's very unexpected and overwhelming. I feel like you and I have had this conversation so many times at this point, so I'm just going to repeat myself. But just how I had no idea that anything like this was going to happen. And then suddenly, I thought it was going to be a really quiet book, and then no one would have really heard of it. But the people that it reached, it would be important to them, and that's really important to me. So to all of a sudden have all these really wonderful reception, I guess is the word, for Cemetery Boys. It's absolutely wild and wonderful and overwhelming and all these other words.
Aw. I mean, you deserve all of it. What food would be on your altar or your ofrenda de muertos?
Well, this one's kind of cheating. I have a few. The first one's kind of cheating because it would definitely be pan de muerto because it's my favorite. It's literally one of my favorite treats in the universe. that just so
Mm-hmm.
happens to be, super prominent during Dia de Muertos.
Yeah.
But then it would also be, Lucas candy, that like tahini candy that you like push. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with it. I will make myself sick, like eating copious amounts of it.
Oh my God, that's so good to
So
hear.
definitely
I
that.
haven't heard many people talk about Lucas candy unless it's in like YouTube videos of like eating Mexican candy.
I love it. It's one of my favorites, and it's really hard to find in Portland, which I guess isn't too surprising. But I used to like get it all the time when I was back home in Oakland.
I mean, we
What
could do
about you
both.
though? Wait, I want to know yours.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, funnily enough, I was really craving a green gas. So probably that. I mean, obviously pan de muerto, or and because I'm greedy. And oh God, I did not think this through. Oh, chocolate abuelita, holy moly.
Yep. That's one of my big twos.
So this next bit of the interview is semi-rapid fire, fill in the blanks thing. So I'll
Oh
shoot
gosh.
you a question and you can let me know the first thing that comes to your mind. The first book I ever loved was
Probably Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. I love that book. And so it was really fun when the anime came out, and then people started like getting more familiar with it. I'm like, yes, but you have to read the book. The book is so good.
the first book that I bought with my own money was
The first book I bought was one that I read and then actually just bought myself because it was so cheap, and I still have it. It's so bad, Paola. Let me tell you, like it's a bad book. You shouldn't read it. It's called Demon in My View by Amelia Atwater Rhodes, and she wrote a bunch of it. It's a vampire book, and she wrote a bunch of vampire books when she was like 16, super young, and I was madly obsessed with it. But it's a really bad book, and it's only like it's a paranormal romance, and it's less than 200 pages.
Your first book idea was?
Gosh, my first book idea, I was in elementary school, and I vividly remember like writing ideas down in like my notebook because I never did classwork. I was always doing other things than what I was supposed to be doing. And it was a murder mystery set on a steamboat. And it was from, I know it's so weird and specific, but it was like from like a dream that I had. I always had still do, have really vivid and kind of wild dreams. And so that was like a dream that I had had. And then when I got to school that day and I was supposed to be doing probably like math or history or something, I took out my notebook and started like jotting down stuff. I've always wanted to be like telling stories for a really long time, but it took until now to actually have anything come of it.
Yeah. Oh, exciting. You've come a long way. That's fun.
Yeah.
The song that reminds me the most of my book is
that would have to be East Side by Benny Blanco, Khalid, and Halsey. A really good song, but it's a song that I heard when I was driving, probably back from work one day, and I heard it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. And it was like when I was just starting to plot out Cemetery Boys. And I actually, if you listen to the song, it's basically verbatim, like 3 chapters in the book. So it's like that could literally like be the soundtrack to the section of the book where they go to Malibu. So definitely that song for sure.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. I thought you were going to say something else. I don't know why. But...
Well, see, my first reaction was to say "Como la flor," but then I was like, that's too obvious.
Cute. If you were a book, what section of the bookstore would you be?
I'm pretty sure I would be solidly in rom-com, like just because my life is kind of funny and ridiculous. So
and romantic.
I feel like that would be the best place, but like not romantic. So I guess maybe just comedy, unless if it's like foibles within trying to be romantic.
Would you say your next book is funny?
I think all of my books are gonna have a level of funny in them. But my next book that's coming out in March 23rd, 2021 is Lost in the Neverwoods, which is actually a pretty dark retelling of the original Peter Pan story. But it's like contemporary, and it's set in a coastal town in Oregon, Astoria specifically. And that one, it's really heavy and, like I said, pretty dark, but there's also a lot of like lightness and funniness to it. But I think that'll always come up in my books.
So you have talked about your favorite authors and your favorite books. So let's pretend nobody knows the answer. Who would you like to do a crossover with for Cemetery Boys specifically?
So for Cemetery Boys specifically, it would have to be Zoraida Cordova. I am just so she's gonna think I'm a stalker at this point. Labyrinth Lost from the Brooklyn Brujas series was like so life-changing for me, and being able to like see my culture within like a fantasy setting, like being published, because it's like when I was growing up and like getting into writing, like I wasn't aware that I could write about, you know, being Latinx, because like there's just so little stories out there. Luckily now that's like quickly changing, but it meant so much to me that it really just holds a special place in my heart. And I would absolutely love for the Brooklyn Brujas and the East Los Angeles Brujettes to team up.
Where would you want it to be set? In LA or in? Oh, hi, Kitty.
Cat. It's like, what are you doing? This is not for you. That's a good question. I think it could go either way. I think Julian would love New York. I think Yads would hate it because there's just way too many people.
You have a strong both bookish and non-bookish selfie game. How do you do that? And have you gotten any like weird, inappropriate thirst tweets?
In terms of how do I do it, I don't think I have strong selfie games, so thank you. Luckily I haven't got any people creeping. My notifications and stuff are pretty locked down, so luckily I get to avoid all of that, and I have my messages closed. But I swear to God, I learned everything that I used from like TikTok. So for like teenagers telling you how to take better selfies.
That's good.
That's
I mean,
where I
TikTok is
got
a
it.
very educational place sometimes.
It's very true.
I was looking at your pictures to see if you got any like thirst tweets, and they're not, I mean, they're not inappropriate. There are definitely things that I wouldn't tweet.
Like, I'm always shocked.
You're shocked that people find you attractive?
Yeah. And I think that's a big part that just kind of comes with dysphoria, and like I really have no concept of like what my attractiveness level is. It's very like flattered and shocked.
What do you mean? I completely thought you were doing everything on purpose. You're like, I'm gonna get people to read my book because I'm attractive. Selfie.
You know, that's a good strategy.
You could use that to your advantage for your next book.
A good idea. I like the way your brain works.
Thank you. Oh, if your book was a dish, what dish would it be?
Oh, definitely pozole. Like, because it's like cozy and like the autumn vibes, you know? Comfort.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely like a comfort book. So, and that's my favorite comfort
book.
food. So I think that would work great.
What 3 dead authors would you like to collaborate with if you raise them from the dead?
Which would be my favorite like superpower or like magic power to have. I know that I would be super interested in working with Edgar Allan Poe, just because his stuff is so creepy and he's such like a weirdo that I think I would really enjoy meeting him. And just being like, so what's your brain like? Because you seem interesting, you know? I don't know about other ones though. I'm always so much more like interested and invested with like contemporary authors, I guess. I will say they are perfectly alive and happy, but I have been reading 1500 Miles from the Sun by Johnny Garza Villa.
Oh my god.
And I would love to write a rom-com or something with them. I think that would be so much fun. I am so in love with 1500 Miles. It's like knocking myself.
Oh my god, I'm really excited about that one.
Yeah, it's
really excited.
It's incredible.
I can't believe you get to brag about reading an arc. What? That's fun. And what kind of story would you like to end with Johnny?
I think I would love to do like a rom-com with them. I think like a YA rom-com with like a double POV. I think that would be a lot of fun. And I've always been really interested in co-writing a book with somebody. And after reading, and I love rom-coms, and so after getting into 1500 Miles, I'm like, yeah, Johnny, let's make this happen.
Oh my gosh, yes, do it. I'm so excited. I'm excited already, and the book doesn't even exist. You already talked a little bit about Lost in the Neverwoods, but is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty fun, and it's pretty spooky. Like, Cemetery Boys, it's kind of like spooky light, you know? Like, there's some spooky parts, but for the most part, it's pretty gentle. But this one is, like, definitely on the darker side, and it deals with a lot of, like, there's a lot of mental health rep in it. It bases around that Wendy, when she was younger, so, like, when she visited Peter Pan, she and her brothers went missing in her backyard. And then 6 months later, she was found, but her brothers weren't. And so the story picks up on her 18th birthday, and kids in her town, her really small town, are going missing into the woods again. And so everyone's starting to like wonder if Wendy or her brothers are involved. She meets Peter, and he tells her that he knows what happened to her and her brother, and he knows what's going on with the missing kids, and that he needs her help in order to get them back. So it's really atmospheric, it's really spooky, and I love it so much. It's a much quieter book than like Cemetery Boys, but
in what way?
There's like outside antagonists and stuff like that, but a lot of it has to do with kind of your internal demons and dealing with those darker parts of yourself. So it's a much more emotional book, but like in a different way.
Good to know. We've been warned.
Yes. I did one skull. Put like all my effort into it.
It's so pretty.
Thanks. And then I put Julian on the top. Because I think this is what it would look like putting a lot of the bright blue, like his dad's car color, and then a bunch of marigold, try to do like a flower crown type situation. That was fun. I love doing these. This is my favorite time of the year. So
that's so good. Okay, mine looks like this.
Is it? I don't want to say the obvious. Is it Lady Death?
Okay. Is it you?
No,
yeah,
Lady Death.
No, it's you. Me? Yeah. Look at this.
All the plants. Oh my god. Oh, I love it so much. Yeah. Oh my god, that's fantastic. And with the plants, that's perfect. Oh my god, I'm in love. I'm obsessed. It's amazing.
Yay, I'm so glad you liked it. Because I was trying really hard not to mess it up. And then I think I did anyway, but it's fine.
It's so hard. I definitely put my whole thumb in like a whole section and had to like redo it.
Yeah, it's hard. These things are hard. So props to you for making yours like so tiny and detailed, and it's so pretty. I love it.
I'm surprised the lettering came out so good because I have horrible handwriting. So
Thank you so much, Aiden, for doing this with me. I had a lot of fun doing the calaveras. And thank you everyone for watching. If you haven't already, read Cemetery Boys, pre-order Lost in the Neverwoods. I will leave links down below to, yes. I will leave links down below to Aiden's website, their socials, and where to pre-order Lost in the Neverwoods and where to buy Cemetery Boys. Yeah, and tell your friends about it, tell your mom about it. It's great. Read it, love it, shout about it. Thank you so much, Aiden, for doing this with me.
thank you. This was so much fun. This was a total blast. Like highlight of my week.
Oh, I'm so glad. And thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.